Hey guys, it's Jen with Lady Tarot 911. How are you? I've been absent for a few days. I've been gone and I have taken time for myself. So it was really nice. And I am happy to be back though, because we have a big weekend coming up this weekend, October 8th, 9th, and 10th. So Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. The 8th is when Pluto goes direct, which is, let's see, becoming more assertive and energy actions being taken for things that we've been, really contemplating. Then on Sunday, that's the big one. That is when the full moon is in Aries. And that is very transformational energy and intense, and things might get a little heated. So I suggest to stand down, stay low. I think that there's going to be a feeling of potentially needing to stand up for yourself if people are at you. I just would lay low on Sunday or even this weekend, go out of town or something. And then on Monday is the 1010 portal, which is going to be huge. And the reason it's going to be huge is because we've shifted into a new cycle. And this new cycle does not allow for us to live the way that we've been living. There's going to be a lot of changes socially and spiritually and within our soul cycle, and we have to change the way things are happening, or it's not going to be, a good outcome. So I get, by the way, my energy information. I listen to Steve's Love Tarot, and I do that religiously. He is brilliant and lays it all out. And I feel honored to be able to, pass that information on to my family of subscribers. He is just by far just brilliant when it comes to like energy and reading and advice. And so check him out. But I wanted to give accolades to him. But the energy that is upon us. Then we also have the new moon in, is it in Scorpio? Coming up on the 25th, and the solar eclipse. So we have crazy energy piling on top of each other. That's why October is so transformational and so huge. And as Steve puts it on his channel, that nobody will be able to forget October 2022. So that should tell you how incredibly informative and I mean how transformative, I should say, this all this energy is, and all these shifts and transits. And so anyways, that gives you a kind of an idea of what is happening for October. Okay, so I'm just going to pull a general read on the collective for the weekend and find out what we are kind of in for in a 3D. I'm trying to pull in 5D and 3D. So like the planets and, what's happening 3D, what we can see in our conscious, and then also, then also connecting it with the 5D and maybe how we can get in. Oh my gosh, that's like most all the cards. How we can get into an energy that connects both of them, and connect with our higher selves. So anyways, okay. So what do we have for the collective message for October 8th, 9th, and 10th? Okay, obsession. This is like the devil card in the Rider-Waite. And control, assert yourself and take charge of your destiny. That's that standing up for yourself, that, you know, you'll need to stand up for yourself, but you'll need to be wise about how you go about doing it. Okay. And money. And then underneath the deck, spiritual. There's going to be a lot of transformational changes over the weekend. It's like that, that, you know, we've been talking a lot about that snap of that light bulb moment. That recognition is a huge part of that. Recognizing who your true self is, and these masks disappearing, and you discovering, like, really taking charge of who you are, and discovering what you want and where you want to go, and decisions being made and moving forward in that direction, and just waking up to self is what this energy is. And that means that there's going to be those connections. It's a waking up of the soul, and those connections with your higher self and the 5D, and just really taking an honest look at yourself and your situations, and then starting to move forward. It's going to be some, you know, really tricky energy. There could be some attachments that have to be handled. And we've talked about this a lot too, if you've watched some of my other videos, just about wrapping up things that have needed to be wrapped up. But this is a very forward moving, the wheel is starting to turn, the forward moving type of energy this weekend. So be aware of that, and, you know, plan accordingly. That's why I love the readers that actually bring up the energy and what will be happening. And, you know, and especially this energy that's piling on each other, it's just magnifying this need to have this reform and this transformation that is massive in the month of October. So I'm going to scoot over. I guess I'm out of frame there. There we go. Okay. All right. So what do we have for... So 7 of Swords wanted to come out, and 7 of Wands. So this could be part of this and this. So this weekend, there could be truths, things needing to be looked at in regards to deceit, lies, sneaky behavior. Somebody is going to be speaking about, because the blue is the heart chakra, or I'm sorry, the throat chakra. And that's about talking, communication. We've talked a lot about that. There's a lot of communication in October, and somebody else is going to have their guard up and be real protective of their energy this weekend. So, okay. So the current, like, what is happening right now, even though we can begin to feel this energy, is there's this, you know, we're just on this path of living, you know, doing what we do every day, just having this, you know, trend-setting, go-getter type of energy. Queen of Wands is just about, you know, like, she is the queen who's just real concerned with, you know, herself and how to protect that energy and standing out. But there is going to be this, like I said, these light bulb moments and this clarification, this recognition and acknowledging, you know, getting clarity on the things around us and within our soul and within ourself that has been asleep, that has, you know, that has not been something that we have understood fully or have been conscious of. And as you can see, the light heading, up from her head, that is the head chakra, the crown chakra. And that is the connection from your soul, to your higher self, and that's intuition. Opening of intuition is going to be huge. Recognizing intuition this weekend is going to be huge. So this could be you. This could be somebody around you who is starting to see things differently. If you've been in relationships that have been unfair, unjust, remember we have had Venus in Libra, which is about balance and truth and fairness and justice, and there's going to be an awakening to things that are needing to play out with karma, and things are playing out right now karmically with people. So you might have somebody who is around you who is thinking about you and thinking about the past and really recognizing things that have taken place in past connections, or just with past relationships. There could be somebody, who has been very defensive of or protective of things in the past, and that's something that they're not wanting to let go of. They are holding on to old paradigms, old narratives, old ways of thinking. But that's changing. And I think that this clarity is going to make people look back on choices, behaviors, ways of living, ways of treating others. They're lacking, whatever they're lacking, these things are going to emerge and they're going to be recognized. And they're going to have to be decided upon whether those are things that need to be flushed out of your life or their life. And really the importance of, I think that this person or you want to take recognizing these things and then wanting to take a new approach, wanting to take a leap of faith or a new beginning, a fresh start. And really this drive, this need to all this energy at the same time, just coming out and just wanting to, press forward and reach these goals that maybe you now have, or this person in your life now has, and get there fast. Just this abrupt energy, the surge of energy to get there, because of this need that is come over you or them about this newfound connection of understanding. And as I've talked about in other videos, this connection of high self, and as I see in the camera, the magician, and we'll talk about that in just a second, but this connection to higher self allows you to see a bigger picture, a grander spectrum of choices that we've made and choices that we can make and ways and directions that we want to go. And your person, either your person or you, in the subconscious is very much wanting, now that there's a connection spiritually, wanting to move forward and start to take action and start to voice how they're feeling and what they're wanting, and hoping that there have been things that they have not completely burned bridges on. Okay, so speaking of the magician, so when these things have been discovered, right? And when they discover these things over the weekend, either, this coming to light for you or this coming to light for them. I mean, and these energies can play out as well, but starting this weekend, there's going to be a real sense of a creative drive, and the understanding and recognizing that you have these powers, the capability of manifesting. Obviously, on the Magician is about manifesting and using tools and having all the tools to be able to essentially create magic, and not in the, not how we understand it in society, but just magic meaning manifesting. And with the help of the universe, those things are able to be brought, received and brought to you. And the moon cycles, when the full moon is in Aries this weekend, is the most perfect time to manifest, because it's bringing hidden things to light. It's all about intuition, the moon is. And so this weekend would be a prime time to take advantage of the energy and manifest what you're wanting and putting it out there to the universe and then letting it be. And if it is for the greater good of everybody and not just yourself, then the universe will provide that for you. Giving you an example. So if you want to do something that is going to benefit, or, you're wanting something in your life. Let's say you're starting a business and you are manifesting that this business start to do well, start to pick up speed, start to get out there networking or whatever, because you are getting this business going to help others succeed and, become something that raises the vibration, right? That will be granted to you, because it is for the, it is for the greater good, and not just you wanting a business that's going to bring you, the pentacle money, because that's exactly what this new cycle and this awareness and these warnings from the universe and spirit are trying to wake everybody up to, is this new cycle that we're in, and we're not going to be allowed to live for the pinnacle like we used to, because it's about, as Steve says, living for the cup, meaning using compassion and emotion and love and kindness towards one another. And it's not about leaving people out. It's about collective energy and humanitarian aspects of the way that we live. It's not, I get it all and you lack. That's not what this new energy is that we are in as of March. And Steve mentions that this cycle will be taking, cycles usually last for 12 to 16 years. So we're looking at this new cycle of needing to change, those thought processes of keeping up with people, keeping up with the Joneses, or having to show off money and success, or strive to have things that we can't afford, or it being about status and, the buck. Our economy is getting very bleak looking at our economy and what is happening right now. He mentions MIT putting out a prediction on the economy in, I think it was 2043, that there was going to be a collapse of our, economy by then. But they've moved that date now about 10 years back to, around 2030, which that's not far away for us. So these are concepts where we have to start shifting out of the 3D conscious mindset and changing that to a 5D collective outlook where we are helping each other and we're guiding each other and we're using our connection with our higher selves and divine, and seeing a bigger picture of how to be, how to survive, how to collaborate with each other, versus it being individual empire. And we just came out of that with Taurus and the whole industrial, I'm going to build my empire, and my empire is going to be bigger than yours. And that's not what this is about. And you're going to have a really hard time living in that energy, because the universe is trying to, it's saying that's not going to work any longer. You're not going to find blessings in that. You're not going to be given, blessings in that regard, because we need to shift out of that consciousness. It can't be, mine, me, and that type of I guess sense, business sense or personal sense. That's why we, are going through these cycles, is so that we can learn to shift and change that perspective. And it's absolutely not something that's even negotiable. Now we have to move out of that, or else we are going to have a really big struggle personally and in our relationships, and also, just within business structures and the collective, in communities. And he also mentions, which I think is so fascinating, is just the uproar when things change. Because, and I'm very familiar and with, we all have struggles with change. But he talked about when, the telephone came about, or when internet came about, and the staunch protests against that new development and the new ways of being. COVID, speaking of when the pandemic happened, and that shift of energy that I know, a lot of us felt going into this age of Aquarius, because it happened right around that time, and shifting out of, that energy, plus then the pandemic. And now we have so much more and TELE, telehealth, telecommunications, telework, just remote working, digital. We are in the age of Aquarius, the digital age. So digital aspects, we do things remotely now. And they would have the schools, online schools, and online work, and online doctor visits, and you name it. We're just, they have now robots. And so I'm a nurse, and I've actually seen these listings for jobs that have the robots that actually come in and make rounds, where it's the physician can, log in to these robotic interfaces and make rounds in hospitals that they aren't physically at. Also, robots who are doing surgical procedures. And, these things are, my daughter is actually studying in, robotic physical therapy. So these things are happening. And if we resist that energy, if we fight against these changes and this way of evolving, then it's going to happen anyways. So why make it so difficult for ourselves? Anyways, I got kind of off on a tangent, but that's everything having to do with the magician and what we create for ourselves. So for this person, this weekend starting out, either this person or yourself, there is this understanding subconsciously that there is the manifesting power, that they have this power within them, that they can, or you can, create. And you create your future, you create your world, you create how you want things to be. But it's balanced out with the universe. The way that it needs to be also needs to be in benefit of others as well. So over the weekend, there's going to be opportunities for change. And oh yeah, look at this. The Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is turning. And this weekend is a really big hot spot of that taking place. And we're evolving. We are ascending. We are learning truths. We are, opportunities are being provided for us that we need to take advantage of doing better for ourselves, being better for others, and there's going to be, I think that this is stating these opportunities are going to start to be shown. These opportunities of taking that leap forward. As you can see, she's just standing there by the ocean, getting involved in things, moving things forward, and the resistance of that, right? Even though we have choices, if we're not choosing the choice, the red one, obviously, choosing the choice that helps us ascend and move forward, I mean, you have to take control of your life and start making those choices that might be hard, but as your intuition opens up, is the right choice. This resisting is very much of the devil energy that, when these cards came out, I put them out like this, right? And about money, we're talking about money and that industrial, getting out of that industrial empire type of mentality. These three cards were sitting down below this one, and this one's on the top, and that I didn't even mean to put it like that necessarily. This one was just at the bottom of the deck. And that's usually overall energy, right? So we're talking about moving from taking control of your life, making decisions to, go with the flow of the wheel, and getting away from these obsessions of, the devil wanting us to be selfish and wanting us to be stuck in. He doesn't want the wheel turning. He wants us to be stuck in relationships that aren't working, or in thought processes that are not for our best interest, and situations that are not good for us. That's what the devil wants, right? And he wants us to be greedy and not share our resources, and this can go both ways. Taking control of your life is good, but it also could mean releasing that need to have to control everything, because that is the resistance. That's not going with the flow. And as you can see with this card above it, this is where we are ascending to. This is where we are needing to start changing our focus of really aligning with, our values and these lessons, because it's just proving, the old way of living is just proving to cause us chaos and, inner conflict and, and a sense of just, I guess, segregating ourselves into categories of, these categories of just power and feeling like we're better than one another. And that is not something that is, obviously, that's not cohesive. That's not, and it hasn't been proved to be something that is, brings the vibration up in the world. And that's what we're aiming for. That's what we're trying to do is bring up the vibration and the morale and the values, because we're out of control, essentially. Oh, look at that down at the bottom. We are all searching for the Ten of Pentacles, which is about, having it all. But as you can see, like, the pentacles aren't just in one hand. They're, she's sharing, and the pentacles are kind of spread throughout. And I think that that's very synchronistic of what we're all aiming for is the Ten of Pentacles, but the Ten of Pentacles in a sense where everybody can enjoy that. And it's not like I need to hurry and get it all so that somebody else won't have any. That mind frame is shifting. So then, and coming up in the near future, oh, my deck is upside down. Oh, and I like this. I want to use the bottom card too. So, going from like mental conflict to a sense of happiness and joy, and it being spread throughout. There's going to be a real shift over these next 3 months. There's a shift of energy. There's a shift of consciousness. There is a shift in just how there's a whole shift in like politics right now and the social structures, and there's a lot of questions of why and how, and things are just, it's ramping up. And over these next 3 months, there's going to be just this whole shift in collective energy. And, going from this mental conflict that tends to stop us. And as you can see, this is so poignant. That crow, which I just thought of, immediately, that it was the devil energy that's, kind of on his shoulder, whispering in his ear and trying to keep him stuck, trying to keep him. And as you can see, this guy, I don't know really what this is depicting on here. It looks like blood. My first thought was, as you can see, like this right here, right? That's ascension, connecting with the higher power, but he's stuck right here. And this is what the crow wants. The crow, the devil, the obsessions, the dark negative energy wants to keep him stuck here, where it's a mess, it's bloody, and he can't ascend. Yeah, I've never noticed that before, but there's little like specks of red, like blood. That is, there's going to be a real deciding factor, this weekend of kind of this needing to open up and bring the light into these dark situations, or these feelings, these attachments, these emotions, these addictions or coping mechanisms, these ways of being that have not been proving to ourselves as positive, or that it keeps us seated in just this heavy energy. And we need to bring up, like I said, the vibration, the positive vibrations around us. And your person is going to be going through that struggle, or you'll be going through the struggle that weekend, and that pull, that intense energy of realizing and recognizing these things that are trying to play out. Why do I keep turning my deck upside down? That's so weird. So burdens, 10 of Wands, and the Moon. Okay, and 2 of Cups. So a lot about relationships. So there's going to be you know, there's going to be the knowledge, the understanding, the recognizing that there needs to be communication. This could be about a relationship. This could be about secrets that need to be revealed, or about burdens of things that have been, you know, weighing us down. But there is going to be forward action and forward movement. Now, again, I say be careful, because there is the obsessions and that devil energy. And then we're coming up on the eclipses, which is all about like tower moments. And there are tower moments that are happening this weekend as well. But there are things that are hidden that need to come to light. There are burdens that need to be set down, and, you know, and a coming together, partnerships, love. But I think that there's relationships that, you know, that are in this energy that are breaking apart as well. So let me get some advice. I'm going to use this one. So the advice this weekend, besides, you know, what I've mentioned, is besides laying low and just understanding the energy, you know, listen to the reads out there that are specifically talking about these transits and these shifts, these planetary alignments, and, you know, what's happening with that, because it does affect us. And there needs to be healing. This is very much about a relationship. There's opportunities this weekend. There is opportunities this weekend for healing, and for, you know, maybe putting the romance back into relationships, or even just healing of relationships. And, you know, there's so this says a strong, passionate physical connection with somebody. You know, there could be just some passionate exercises this weekend. There could be, you know, some passionate energy out there to heal relationships, or potentially, you know, things that have happened within relationships that have not been, you know, that have affected relationships, you know, third parties or third distractions, or, you know, just that, like Steve mentions, that breakup energy, that, and it has to do with how this forward movement of passion and intensity, and in all areas. I mean, I'm looking at money, I'm looking at, you know, sex, I'm looking at relationships, I'm looking at opportunities, and power struggles, and spiritual, and that's going to be very prevalent this weekend, are those battles and the power struggles that are happening with, you know, our emotions, and, you know, also very much in the 3D. So just know that, and be aware of, you know, what's happening around you. And it just is probably not the best weekend for, you know, confrontations, I guess. If you know, there's just a lot of intensity happening this weekend. And so just be aware of that. Protect yourselves, and, you know, stand up for yourselves, but also know that there's opportunities for change, that, you know, that maybe the way that you've been doing things, protecting yourselves, there are better ways, that there are going to be opportunities that are shown to change, you know, behaviors, or the way that we connect with each other, you know, and also connect with ourselves. So hope that helps, you guys, and you guys be safe this weekend. I will hopefully be putting out some videos this weekend in between things that I have going on. But you guys have a great full moon weekend, and hopefully that helps. And if you like this video and connected with it, I would love to know how this plays out for you. If you want to leave me comments, or this could already be playing out for you. But if you would like my video, and if you're not a part of my family of subscribers, I would love to have you on board. And you guys take care of yourselves, and we'll see you later. Bye.